welcome to Freedom Fighters Code Gray. This is a show where we discuss human trafficking, an issue that's happening in our community, in our own backyard. Some of the content in this show may be triggering for viewers. If you are in immediate need of assistance, please call 911. You can also access for information and support the National Human Trafficking Hotline, which is available 24/7 at 1-833-900-1010. What type of housing is helpful for people who are exiting situations of exploitation, and what types of supports are being offered in our own community? Well, I am so excited to introduce to you Lisa Agbale, who is the founder and executive director of Imanis Place, a beautiful home that cares for people in our community. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So Lisa, just to start off with, can you share a little bit about who you are and really the story of how Imani's Place began?
Okay. I am a Christian, a devout mom. I am a philanthropist, a business coach. And how Imani's Place started was Imani's Place came out of my own personal experience. I was in an abusive relationship for about 8 years. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I had punches on my face, black eyes, everything. I went the whole 9 yards with that relationship. And to me then, I wasn't aware there were services available for women who were going through those kind of abuse. So I had to take all the beating, all the emotional abuse, physical abuse, and only God knows how I was able to go through all of that and still remain sane, because what it does is it dehumanizes you. You know, as a woman, you go into a relationship with a man that you feel loves you because you love them, and then for this same man to be the one causing you pain and hurt, it's very inhumane for me. So after that 8 years of torment, I was able to, find peace with God through prayers. And another thing that really helped me was I started talking to people, because when I first got into the relationship, it was very, very nice. Like, he was like Prince Charming. He would do everything that I wanted him to do, till he started hitting me and being controlling. And at the time, I felt it was normal, because there was nobody really talking about domestic abuse. No one was saying my boyfriend hit me. So I felt like, okay, so maybe this is normal. And he would always say, I'm trying to correct you. But correct me from what? I wasn't even doing anything bad that would make you want to correct me. So what exactly are you correcting me for, So when I was able to find that peace, when I spoke to somebody and they told me, this is a no-no. You can't continue like this. You need to leave. I actually started putting 1 and 2 together, and I'm like, it's true. This is not right. So I started to pray more, and somehow God just sent me people that were able to pull me out of the situation. It would have been great if I knew about women's shelter, because I would have been able to leave earlier than when I left. But I didn't have any idea that there was help for women out there. So when I was able to overcome the situation, I promised myself that I'm going to help women that are facing the same thing that I did, through providing a safe space for them, a shelter. That's the most important thing, a place to lay your head. So we started Imani's Place in 2019. That's about 4 years now. And we've seen a lot of women since then that have come in broken, but today they have a home, a place to call their home. They have stable jobs. Some of them went back to school, and it's really, for me, it's fulfilling for me, because I went from nothing to being this woman now empowering others. Yeah.
Lisa, thank you for your courage to share your story, and it's so inspiring to hear through this home how you are empowering other women and girls, providing them a safe space. And I'm just really grateful for your willingness to share your story and to be here and to speak about these things, so that hopefully we can help people in the community be aware of and know that there are places like Imani's Place, safe places to go if people need help. One thing that I'm curious about as you reflect on your story and where you are, you said that there were people who came alongside you and spoke truth to you and encouraged you and supported you. What did it mean to you to have those people in your life who could help you out of that difficult time?
It felt like Robin Hood's story. Like having a savior, a messiah, come to finally pull you out of a very dark place. That's how it felt for me, because first off, I didn't even know that what I was going through was normal, that people went through those things too. I just felt like, okay, this is life. When life throws you lemon, you make lemonade out of it. Just that I wasn't able to make good lemonade out of this situation, like they say. So it was really helpful to me. I would say that I'm really grateful to those people who came into my life. And I just feel it was God, because when I started to pray, then the door started to open for me. My eyes started to open too. One thing that you would realize with people who are in abusive relationship is you can never talk them out of that situation. Not until they get to their breaking point. No matter how you try to bring them out, they will never come out of it. I think it takes at least 6 attempts for somebody to actually leave those kind of situations for good.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who is maybe watching the show right now and listening, and they're in a situation that's not safe? They're in a situation where they're experiencing violence or maybe even trafficking. What would you say to them?
I would tell them that you're worthy to be who you are. Don't let people dictate your life for you. Seek help, because you need it. The impact on the mental health of this woman is great. The impact of being in any abusive situation is great. So seek help as soon as you can. And there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to find love again. You're going to find some man that will treat you like a queen that you are, right? So my first thing is seek help. Because if you ask them to leave, it's going to be hard for them to just leave like that, because probably they've been with this person for 4 or 5 years. This is all they know. So it's not easy for them to just come out. But by the time they start seeking help and, they're getting more resources from the organization that they're dealing with, then they will start to realize that this is not the best place for me. It doesn't take a day or 2. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of learning, awareness for these women to be able to say, okay, I'm done and I'm leaving.
After coming out of what you experienced, you shared that you wanted to help other women who may be experiencing similar types of trauma. And I'm wondering, what led you to open a home specifically? Like, what made you start Imani's Place? Why do you think housing, having a roof over your head, is so important for people who are fleeing situations of domestic violence or trafficking?
First thing for me is safety. You're escaping this situation. You don't want to get into a worse situation. right? So it's better to go to organizations that have a safe place for you. Because first, they're going to protect you. Being in that organization, you're already protected. Most of these homes are safe homes, and the address is confidential. So people will not be able to know where you are, especially your abuser, right? So getting that safe space is very important. And also, the resources that you will get from these organizations is huge. Healing is a very important part of all of this. Once you get into those organizations, they're going to help you through counseling, because you're coming from a traumatic position, right? So you need counseling. You need to know that it's not your fault. Whatever you went through is not your fault. You don't deserve it. You deserve better than you got. And also people that would help mold you back to the life that you want to live. At Imanis Place, we don't only provide counseling services, we also help them find jobs.
Wow.
If you want to go back to school, we would help you with that as well. The empowerment that comes with these kind of organizations is really helpful for these women.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, women contribute to economic development, right? So why not build up a woman and let her be this? I feel like all of us are queens. As a woman, you're a queen. So don't let anyone take away your crown, right? So that's why I feel like it's good for people to seek housing, and it comes with the organization and all the resources and the healing that you need to grow and become who God has made you to be.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your story and also for starting Imani's Place and building this beautiful home that supports people in our community. We will be back after this short break, and we'll be able to continue this conversation with Lisa from Imani's Place. Welcome back to Freedom Fighters Code Gray, a show where we discuss human trafficking, an issue that's taking place in our very own community. Today, I have the joy of chatting with Lisa Agbale. She is the founder and executive director of Imani's Place. Lisa, I was wondering if you could share, what does it mean to you to be leading the first Black-led transitional home for the BIPOC community in Canada? What does that mean to you?
To me, it means service. I feel like for you to be a great leader, you should be able to serve, right? So it just gives me more responsibility, to be able to, be able to influence my community, to get them to come out, to report issues that affect them negatively, right? If you know anything about the BIPOC community, we don't talk much about what we go through, maybe because, people are going to start talking about you in a negative light and you don't like that. However, I feel like opening up Imani's Place has given some people the boldness to be able to come out and talk about their negative experiences, because we have kind of opened up that platform to say, I am a Black woman. I went through all of these torments, but I came out on the bright side. So this would be encouraging for any other Black woman, especially living in Canada, to be able to pursue or chase their dreams, right? Regardless if it's negative or positive. So for me, I just feel like, first, I'm happy that I'm in Canada. I'm in a country where things work, where you can be whatever you want to be, right? So it has also just given me that, freedom to be able to express myself as a Black woman leading this kind of organization, because not a lot of people want to lead a domestic violence organization, because sometimes it can be risky. You can be a target for the people who are making money out of what you're trying to tell people not to do. So first, like I said, service, the fact that I'm able to serve my community. And what would interest you is that although we're a Black-led organization, but I would say about 40 to 50% of our clients are Caucasians. Because domestic violence do not have a color or a language or race. It can happen to anybody. Human trafficking can happen to anybody, right? So when we say we are Black-led, it means that we also do our programming through a cultural lens. So in case you're from the BIPOC community and you feel like, the Caucasian people are not hearing me, they don't understand me, they don't know about the kind of food I like, they don't know about my cultural practices, we're here to tell you that we understand. We're colored people too. Right? And we cannot tailor our programming to match each culture. Once we learn more about your culture, we'll tailor it to match your culture, because you'll be surprised that there are a lot of cultures, even in Africa. People from Kenya have a different culture than people from Nigeria. So it's really just being able to listen, learn their culture, and include it in our policies to make sure we're serving them the right way and in a way that they will understand.
It's so incredibly impactful what you are doing, and in your words, to serve the community, to serve people, to help create a space where folks feel like that they can come forward and share their experiences, but then also to access culturally relevant supports. It's really remarkable, Lisa.
Thank you.
Could you share a little bit about what are some of these programs and services that Imani's Place is providing for folks from different backgrounds and diverse life experiences?
So we provide safe shelter. That's the first one. We provide free food, free clothing, counseling services. So we have wraparound support. We partner with other organizations in the community to make sure that they get the healing that they need. So if it's therapeutic service, counseling service, we provide all of this to the people. Case management. We help with job search. We help, with their career too, because some of these women were women who had their career going for them till they fell into this trap, right? So this is just a setback. It doesn't mean life is over. So we try to help them get back on their feet. We also help with legal issues. So sometimes, there's custody battles, right? And they need a mediator. We are there. We refer them to lawyers that we work with that would be able to help them ensure that, they're getting a fair, everything is fair to them, not because they live in a shelter and now, they cannot afford a lawyer, or the child will be taken away from them because they feel like they are not stable. So those are the things that we look at. Because, like I said, you're a woman, right? And if you have a child, and then you're also going through a domestic violence situation, those things pile up and they become a huge stress on that person. So we help them relieve their stress by offering them resources that is going to help them move forward in life and integrate back into the society.
That's so beautiful. I'm so grateful for all of those supports and services that you're offering to folks. And I like the way that you use the word wraparound, right? Like just to help care and nurture and support people as they are walking in their healing journeys.
We also help them with affordable housing.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can stay at Imanis Place for 1 year, right? If we feel like you still need more support, then yes, you can stay past the 1 year mark. But the goal is to get people out by the 1 year, so they can stay in their own apartment or their own house, but we will still provide aftercare for another 1 year from when you graduate from our program.
So you're still keeping that connection and that support and just that helping hand available if someone needs to reach out, which is so beautiful. What are some of your hopes and dreams for Imani's Place as you look ahead to the future?
I want to see a lot more homes. like Imanis Place, especially right now in Canada. Affordable housing is no longer affordable, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see more homes. I want to be able to help more women. And I want to see Imanis Place in all the provinces in Canada, not just Ontario.
That's an incredible vision,
Yes.
and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how that all unfolds. How can some of the people listening today, they might be hearing about Imani's Place the first time and going, I would love to get involved. I would love to help Imani's Place and the vision of seeing these homes from coast to coast and just opening up doors to provide supports to women and girls who are exiting situations of both domestic violence and human trafficking across our nation. What would you say to people? How are ways that people can partner with you in this work?
So we have a website, and it's www.imanisplace.org. You can visit us there. We have our own hotline. It's 1-800-507-6860. We also have another line, a landline, 705-250-2161. You can call us anytime if you're looking to volunteer with us. We're open to volunteering. If you're looking to donate, you can do that on the website, or you can contact us. And other time to also ask for maybe like, clothing, donation, food, ethnic food, gift cards for these women, because where we are, there's no transportation, so we have to rely on Uber to get these women to appointments, and, even if they have to go to work. So that's a good way that, you can assist us as well.
That's great. That's really helpful that we're able to share with our viewers and our listeners that there are tangible ways that people today can be helping to partner with you and the work that your team is doing to make an impact in people's lives. I'm sure you have so many stories from just even, the starting point of Imani's Place and to each person who's walked through the door. But I'm wondering if you can share with me today one story of hope that really has made an impact on you.
Yeah, so one story that really stands out is of a girl that came into Imanis Place. She was exiting sex trafficking, and she had a bad experience somewhere before. She was at a women's shelter, and because, according to what she told us, she feels like because she was Black, she wasn't treated properly. She would be, she was isolated, people don't want to come talk to her, come sit with her at the dinner table, and she felt like she wasn't needed there. So what she did is she went back to the sex trade, right? Because even as bad as it sounds, people are always looking for love. And if they feel like they're finding more love in a negative place than a place that's supposed to be positive, they will go there, right? So this is what happened to her. She went back to the sex slave, and down the line, someone introduced me to her, and I asked her to come over to Imani's Place, and then she came, and at this time she was pregnant, and then she came to Imani's Place, stayed with us for a couple of months. She was able to, get her certificate, aesthetics certificate. She did online training, and then we were able to find her a 2-bedroom house where she moved in and had her babies, and she had twins.
Wow. What an incredible story of how Imani's Place was able to come alongside someone and help meet their needs in culturally specific ways where they could feel like a deep sense of belonging and feel valued and loved, right?
Yes.
Well, you mentioned, everyone's searching to be loved and valued, and we know a risk factor for being trafficked is seeking that love and that value. In what ways do you see Imani's Place just helping people understand that they are valuable, that they are worthy, and that their life is important?
when you come to Imanis Place, you're going to see little notes all over the house. And those are just positive affirmations to say, you're beautiful, you're valued, you're loved, right? Because I feel like the more you see these things, the more you believe them, right? And even just the way the staff cares about the residents, there's an outpouring of love. The staff, they're always there, you know, like even when they're home, residents still call them. Yeah, the residents still call them at home and they still offer support, even though they're done work. So I feel like we're truly blessed, the staff of Imanis Place, you know, for coming along, understanding the cause. Like they would say, they understood the assignment. So, you know, just understanding that these people need love. And that is the first thing that they provide to anyone that comes to Imanis Place is love. You know, so I'm really happy that we have that kind of staff, and you just can't come to Imanis Place and not feel the love. You've been there before, you see how it is.
Yes.
The atmosphere is just warm,
It's so true.
comfortable, you know, and people there are just so nice.
We're nearing the end of our program today. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
I just want to say that anyone watching this program today, if you are in a domestic violence situation or human trafficking situation, I want you to know that there's help available for you. Please don't feel like you will be judged when you call for help. In organizations like ours, we're here to help people like you in a no judgment zone. So please pick up the phone, call the human trafficking helpline. Human trafficking line is one. You can call us at Imanis Place. You go online, just look for resources that would help you, because you do really need the help.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to share with me today. Thank you to you and your staff for the incredibly impactful work that you are doing each and every day to provide a safe haven for people who are exiting situations of violence and trafficking. If you are watching this show and are in need of immediate assistance, please call 911. To reach the Human Trafficking National Hotline, you can call 1-833-900-1010. Thank you so much for tuning in to Freedom Fighters Code Gray, and we hope to catch you next time.